Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I would first like to thank everyone for being with me this year, and all the subscribers, and, um, and for sharing my videos and liking my videos. I really gratefully appreciate that. You don't know how much it meant to me that you all stuck with me this whole year, and I really do appreciate it. And I wanted to say thank you all. And today I will be talking to you all about depression with lupus, and about the skin sensitivity with lupus also. Um, with the depression, I did write down some notes because I do have brain fog, and that's part of the lupus also, is having brain fog. you know, you forget different things and stuff that you be want to talk about, you forget about them. So if you see me looking down every now and then, I'm just checking out my notes and stuff here. But with depression, you can go through a lot of different things, different feelings. You can have sadness, you can have anxiety, emptiness, loss of interest, and it's a lot of people don't think that people that have that's depressed, they're they can just walk it off or go shopping or something like that to make them feel better, but truly not. Is with depression, you don't. It's really hard to do that. And as I said, when I was first diagnosed, I was going through a lot of depression and stuff, and I thought it was okay to talk to my doctor about it. And when I talked to the doctor about it, the solution was to commit me in a mental hospital for 72 hours. And I'm like, I'm not suicidal. I'm not going to hurt myself. I'm just depressed. I'm frustrated. I don't understand what's going on with me. Why this is happening? But that was their solution of committing me. And that was my wake-up call when I was committed, for 72 hours. I was away from my kids, and it was really hard, not being able to talk to them or see them. And then they was in the trust of people, church members, while I was, there. So, all they understood that, oh, mama's in a hospital, she'll be home in a couple of days. But it wasn't really, something that I'm proud of, that I had to go through, but I did. Excuse me. But like I said, everything that I have been through, it's been a learning lesson for me. I have learned a lot over the years of dealing with my illness, dealing with different doctors and stuff. Because, a lot of times people don't understand. Doctors can make you depressed. They can make you frustrated. And especially ones that don't care, and then especially when they tell you it's all in your head. And a lot of times it's not in your head. It's what's going on in your body, and that you don't understand it. But, they don't understand what's going on, but they the one that went to medical school, but they should, but they don't. And they don't, a lot of them is not sympathize with you about what's going on with you, and try to help you figure out a solution. But, then you have sleep problems, fatigue. I have a lot of fatigue all the time. So that's nothing new for me. Sometimes people, appetite changes. I did go through that stage for about a year, where I didn't have no appetite of different foods that I used to love. I lost the appetite for those foods, and I did go through sleep apnea. They had me on a sleep apnea machine I did that for about 2 years. And, like I said, a lot of the stuff that I went through and done, I healed myself from it. Because I started figuring out, different things, that would help me and keep me on the right path. And a lot of times people don't understand what you're going through, but it's hard to explain. And then a lot of people think you're faking it and stuff, but you're not. Depression, you cannot fake that. And a lot of them, they look at it, if you're depressed, they want to put you on antidepressants. They started me on the Zoloft. That made me wanted to commit suicide. So I told the doctor that I can't do that medication. And she wanted to try me on. No, I'm like, no, I'm done doing antidepressant, because the way I felt on Zoloft, I don't want to never feel that way again. So I'll figure out another way to deal with it without taking medication. And I did. I started, reading my scriptures, praying and asking God to help me, because, I knew what I was going through wasn't going to change. I knew it was going to get worse before it got better. So I did what I had to do. I did what I had to do, and I did those different things to help me, and as my daughter got older, she started doing research and stuff herself. Like I said, she the one got me into the crystals and the herbal teas and stuff like that. So, that kind of stuff did help me, and I still do my herbal tea. I wear my crystals all the time when I'm really in a bad place or hurting really bad. I wear maybe 2 or 3 or 4, sometimes 5 or 6 crystals, to bring my energy level back down. It's been really difficult this year for me, going through a lot of different things that I went through, with the pneumonia and stuff. It's been really a rough year for me, and I'm very grateful and thankful that I'm still here. I sometimes I slip and I start thinking about where I were before, and not focusing on where I have came to where I'm at now. And I noticed that a certain time of the year I get depressed a lot more than other part of the year. And during the Christmas holidays is mostly one of my depressive years. So it's really, really hard for me to deal with different things that other people be happy about during the holidays. I'm not happy about a lot of times during the holidays. So I'm learning, and it's very, very stressful to go through these things, but I'm getting through it. I'm so blessed that I made another year, being here on, with my family and stuff, because, it's, life is too short. You never know when you're going to leave here, and you have to be prepared for these, these things. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that, and I'm learning a lot better, that, life is too short to be going through a lot of drama, unnecessary, different things in life. Excuse me. But like I said, with this depression, it brings on a lot of different things. It brings up back memories. It's never a good memory. It's always a bad memory, and something to really pull you back down a little more than when you used to, where you at. But there's different things that you can do, to help yourself. If you got a good friend or somebody that you can talk to, you know, talk to them, and, vent to them, you know. And when you talk to your doctor and just tell them that, yeah, I'm feeling a little depressed, but I'm not that depressed where I need to be committed. Just set me up with a therapist so I can have someone I can talk and vent to, because, I think that would have did a whole lot better for me than them putting me in a mental hospital for 72 hours where I could have just went and sat and talked to someone. But the 72 hours there, I did talk to someone. I talked to my Heavenly Father, and I did the little group thing and everything. But, that was something, I look at it, it was a learning lesson for me to learn, that, this is something that happens. People go through these different things and a lot of people don't realize that, people go through, harsh stuff like that, whether it don't not necessarily have to be that way. But, a lot of people feel hopeless, when they go through depression, that's, those things, is hard for people to deal with, and a lot of people don't know how to deal with different aspects of the people that's being depressed. People think you can just snap out of it. You just can't snap out of it. It's not that easy to do that, and a lot of times I get depressed, but I keep a smile on my face and keep going, because a lot of times, I don't want to worry my kids that, I'm in that place at that time, and a lot of times I notice when I do go into a depression state, I sleep a lot, and I get to that point where I just don't want to get out of bed. Those are my triggers when I know I'm depressed. I can't get out of bed. I don't have the energy to do anything. Don't want to do anything. I just want to lay in bed with the covers on my head, room dark, and that's it. I don't want to know. I don't even pick up my phone or nothing like that. If you call, leave a message. If it's important, you'll leave a message, But it just, that's how I cope when I'm depressed. I don't have a person that I can truly talk to that, that understand what I'm going through. It's really hard to, to try to talk to someone that don't actually know what you're going through or how you're feeling, because they don't know what type of answer to give you, or is they helping you or hurting you. But it's that I have learned that you'll get through it. It'll be a better day. Tomorrow is coming, and it'll be better. And you have to just keep going. Yeah, I have my good days and I have my bad days. And sometimes my good days take over my bad days, and sometimes the bad days take over the good days. And sometimes it lasts for 2 or 3 days. When I'm in a tailspin of depression, it'll last for 2 to 3 days. And no matter what I do to try to bring myself out of it, it's there, and I can't change that. Until I work through what I'm going through. And like with me, when I get to that point, I do a lot of reading, different scriptures, different motivation. I start listening to a lot of motivation speakers and stuff, to try to bring me back to where I'm supposed to be at. Because like I said, this time of year is really hard for me. And it's been a rough couple of weeks, going through this. But I keep smiling and keep going, and do what I gotta do. I don't like to be a burden on anyone. I just stay to myself, when I'm in that mood, because I don't want nobody else, bring them down, because a negative energy can bring other people good energy down. So when I'm like that, I just normally stay out to myself and don't want to, and put nobody else in that negative vibe that I'm in right at that moment. Now, when I'm in a good mood and a high vibe and stuff, yes, I'm ready to be around people, because I have that good energy flowing than having that bad energy, going through me. Because, sometimes, yes, I fall back on and like, yeah, why me? But, it's not that often that it happens. It only happens during this time of the year. But I'm coping with that, and I wish that I can be able to talk to my family members about it, but I have learned over the years that people don't want to hear your problems. They don't not interested in what you're going through, so like I said, if you have that kind of feeling, ask your doctor to set you up with a therapist, someone you can sit and talk to. I'm lucky that I have an insurance company where I can call a 1-800 number and talk to a therapist over the phone, because, when you going through what you're going through, you need somebody to talk to. It's not that you're crazy or anything. It's just that you're got a lot on your plate, and with my brain be running 1,000 miles a minute, and I'm trying to can't focus on anything. It's that it's just hard to at times to deal with that. And people that go through depression, I sympathize with you because I know what you're going through. I know how it feels to feel alone when you don't have no one that you can actually trust and be in confidence with to talk to other than a therapist, because, me, I don't like I said, I don't like to burden no one. And especially when it comes to my kids, I definitely don't like to burden them. They have their own problems. They have enough. I feel that I have put them through enough with my illness and telling them I'm depressed, and I don't need them worrying about me, like that. Because, that's something I would never hurt myself, and I would never hurt no one else. It's just that sometimes you have that feeling where you're hopeless, lost, that nothing you do matter, that's way, I look at it like that. I'm not a person that wants to hurt myself and leave this world, because I'm not going to do that. That's something I'm not about to do. So I enjoy life too much to be sitting around worried about how I'm going to take myself out. That ain't the problem. I just need, sometimes, like I said, I just need somebody to vent to, and calling the therapist 1-800 number helps me a lot. I deal with a lot of fatigue during my depression. Also, it get more worse than the fatigue get a whole lot worse when I'm depressed than normal. Insomnia is hard to sleep at times. And then I have the brain fog where I forget stuff that I'm planning on doing. It's like doing this video. I've been intending to do this video way before now. And every time I get started, I forget what I'm thinking about, what I'm about to say. So that's why, I decided to write down notes so I can remember about what I'm about to talk about. Because, like I said, dealing with lupus is it's a chore. You know, people that goes through it, you know. And another thing about with lupus, you don't let it control you. You don't let your illness control you. You know, because if you let your illness control you, you will never get better. You will just deteriorate more faster than you think you will. And I learned that too, because when I stopped letting my illness control me, I start feeling better. I start being able to do what I can do for myself. You know, when they started me on the chemo, I was bedridden. I was on a power scooter, you know, because I was depressed to the point that where everything just hurted all the time. And when I went in for them to do a workup for a lung transplant, you know, like they said, your immune system is so bad you wouldn't even survive the surgery. So I had to really think about what's best for me, how I'm gonna get through this, you know, and start changing. And when I started the chemo for to help me, I was up moving around. I was feeling a lot better, and I've been doing the chemo now for 17 years, you know, and I'm still mobile. Because I'm not, you know, I refuse to let myself go back to where I used to be. Like I said, sometimes I still drift back into that stage, but I have, you know, I try to bring myself back if I can. When I see I can't do it within 24 hours, I call the hotline and I talk to someone, you know, to help me, you know, get through the hard time that I'm going through. Because a lot of people think I got it together. You know, I go through a lot. You know, it's a lot that happens with me that people don't actually see. You know, and I don't try to let people see that part of me, but you know, I have to talk about it. You know, to let people understand that there are times when you do break down. You know, it's not often, but it's times that you do break down. And when you start breaking down and your body starts shutting down, it's time to regroup and figure out a different way. So that's pretty much what I do now, because I know that trying to cope with all this sometime by myself, it's not easy. I do need a little help. You know, everybody needs a little help every now and then. You know, and you know, a lot of people look at me like, you know, you so strong. You know, I have to be. I have to be strong for myself, for my family, especially for my kids, you know, and my grandson. I definitely have to be strong for them, you know, because, you know, I want them to see that, okay, it's okay. No matter what I'm going through, I'm still here. I'm still mom. I'm still Nana. I'm still here. You know, it's just, I have to work on myself still. You know, I still work on myself. It's a daily thing that I have to do. You know, I write out what I'm planning on doing. And then some days I have a whole schedule of stuff that I be wanting to do, videos and stuff I want to do. And the next day I wake up, I don't even be in the mood. You know, I pick up my notes and look at see what I got doing, and sometimes I'm like, I don't feel like doing that. I'm not doing that today. And I don't do it, you know. And that's a sign of me in my depression mood, because I'm not in the mood. I'm getting to that point where, okay, I don't care about nothing. I'm done. So, like I said, it's a work in progress. It's always a work in progress. Everything you do, you know. And with me, with all these autoimmune deficiencies, you know, I'm very blessed that I'm still here. You know, I am. And there are so many people that I have seen and talked to that have lupus. They are way worse than I am. And they lupus stage, you know. because they let their illness control them. And the only thing they say, but there's no cure. Okay, but you can still live your life. Don't give up. That's the biggest thing a lot of people do when they get a diagnosed on a terminal illness and where there's no cure. They give up. You know, you still can live your life. Live your life to the fullest. Till your time is up. Don't make it no sooner. Don't make your life go worse. You know, because when you start giving up and fighting against it, your body start attacking you even faster, a whole lot faster. You know, it just like they re-put me back on the long transplant list since I took those autoimmune shots, and I'm praying and hoping, you know, that my immune system is strong enough so if I have to have a lung transplant, I could be able to get that, you know, because, you know, it's get to that point where, you know, it's difficult to breathe at times, but I'm blessed that I'm not on the oxygen 24/7 like they had me on back in June. You know, I had to be on it every day, all day. Now it's as needed. You know, and then my doctor tell me I still have to be careful because my lung can collapse, you know. So that's a lot to process, but I'm not gonna let it control me. I'm dealing with it. Like I said, I talked to somebody about it, you know, when I'm in this stage now, because this is a different stage for me with my pulmonary fibrosis. This is a different stage. So, you know, and this brings on depression, you know, like I said, and frustration. And then they turn around, they started me on a new medication, you know, where I take, I'm gonna end up taking 9 pills a day to try to slow down the process of the scar tissue on my lung. So yeah, you know, that's a lot to deal with. And yeah, I sit and I think about it, you know, but like I said, I'm dealing with it, you know. It's a lot to process, you know. It's a lot to process. And then still dealing with this issue with my neck and my spine, you know, that's a lot. You know, it just to the point sometimes I can't even turn my head. I have to turn my whole body, you know. That's a lot that I'm going through right now, but I got someone that I can talk to when I get overwhelmed with this, because it is very overwhelming, you know, to be, you know, back when it was in May when they diagnosed me with osteoporosis, you know, along with the rheumatoid arthritis, that, you know, that's another autoimmune deficiency that's no cure for. You know, it just, my body is going through a lot of different changes, and I knew it was coming, but I'm not going to let it progress so fast to the point where I'm going to give up, because no, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give in. I'm going to take a deep breath, take a step back, and reevaluate of what I'm doing. I'm going to step on my game, because the medication that they got me on, I have to definitely eat. If I don't eat, it'll make me sick. So, you know, I'm going to have to, you know, do what I need to do to keep moving forward, because I don't want to deteriorate not trying. You know, I give anything a try that's going to help me. And if I feel that it's not helping me, I'm not going to constantly keep doing it, because why constantly damaging my body with something that's not working, where I can be finding something else that will work. You know, I still drink my tea. Excuse me, I got indigestion today. I still drink my tea, you know, and I do my meditations, and I'm still doing my Mediterranean lifestyle of eating. But I still have those moments where I break down. And you all need to understand that I do have those moments. So I don't want people to think that, oh, she don't, she got it together. It's some days I do have it together, some days I don't, but this is just the way it is when you have all these autoimmune deficiencies that go on with your body. But like I said, you don't let it control you. You can't let your body and your mind control you when you got illness and you need to be able to be here. Because once you stop and just give up, that's when your body take over. It'll start attacking it a whole lot worse. I've been really blessed. Like I said, for 17 years, I haven't had not a kidney problem, and I thank God for that, because I notice a lot of people that have lupus, their kidneys are failing. They on dialysis, within 2 to 3 years of going through, because they not focusing on what they can do to make themselves better. They only focusing on why they're sick. Why is this happening to me? Like I said, you got to snap out of that part of why it's happening to you. You better pray and ask God, whoever you believe in, and ask them to help you, to get you on the right track, to slow this process down. Because it's going to get worse as you go. With lupus, you go through a lot of different stages. You lose your hair, you lose your appetite, you go through dialysis, you go through a lot, because your kidneys and stuff start shutting down, everything. But you can't let it take control of your life at the early stage. If they, like I said, they caught mine in very early, because if I hadn't pursued it and went back and wanted to know, can I have another doctor to give me another diagnosis and check me out? And then once they did the lab work, that's when they found all this out about me. So yeah, they caught it at an early stage. But like I said, I went in a tailspin too, why this is happening to me, and my body started shutting down and started attacking me. And yes, that's why I ended up in my bed where I couldn't even walk. I had to ride a scooter from my bed to the bathroom. I had to have my daughter help me get on the scooter and stuff. So yeah, I know what your body would do to you when you give up. Because I've been there. I have been there. And I'm not going back that way. If I can help it, I'm not. I'm trying to move forward. I want to enjoy life. I want us to really enjoy what's going on with me. There's things that I want to do, places I want to see, and 2022 coming, and I'm planning on doing that. Although, yeah, I know I have to have my chemo and all that, I'm not going to let that stop me from doing what I want to do. It's time for Evelyn to start living, and, it's doing what I want to do, because I'm not going to let my illness stop me and hold me back anymore. I'm not doing that. It's time for a change. And I just want other people to realize you can live your life and still have your illness, but enjoy your life. Really do get out there and enjoy your life. It's difficult for me now to walk a certain distance, but I know once I have this surgery done, I'm going to be able to do all that walking and stuff like I want to. I'm going to be able to turn my neck and stuff. It's frustrating. And it's more frustrating when you have a doctor send the referral over with the wrong order numbers on it, so they can't do anything until they get the right order numbers. That's another thing that frustrates, that makes it even difficult for you to know. If you're doing these things, that if you do this a lot, you should know the codes and stuff that you need to put on the paper and stuff for the insurance company and for the other doctors to know what they're dealing with. So when they call you and set up your appointment, they know what they're dealing with. But if you give them the wrong code, they don't know what, and it's something that don't even pertain to them. They're never gonna call you, to set up an appointment. That's how I found out why it's taking so long for me to see my surgeon, because they sent over the wrong code. And now, before I can even see the surgeon, he got to get the right code. The insurance company got to get the right code before they even approve for me to even go see the surgeon. So when you don't do stuff that you're supposed to do right, the patient the one that suffer. We the ones suffer. And with me, I'm always doing checkups and trying to find out what's going on, what I can do to help. So when I found out that was what was going on, I called my case manager in my insurance company. Okay, this is what's going on. You need to get in touch with the rheumatologist and them and find out why they send in the wrong codes. Get them to help them find out the right codes. So I can get to go see this surgeon. So I don't have to deal with that part anymore, dealing with the doctor. I have a case manager that deals with that. So, because this is my life, I'm tired of my neck hurting 24/7. And your solution is, go to pain management. Pain management ain't gonna want to do them is shoot needles in my neck. That is not gonna happen again. They messed me up the last time with all those blockers when they on my L4 and L5. They chipped away at my bones so much, it wasn't no bones there when I got ready to have surgery. So I'm not going to let them chip away at my neck. I just rather go and have the doctor to fix it and fix my spine and be done with it. Because the pain, I'm tired of it. I am seriously tired of the pain. The pain hurts. Every day is the pain getting more and more severe. It hurts sometimes to where my head hurts. This side of my head hurts. It's like throbbing, like somebody up there chiseling in my brain. That's the kind of pain that I'm going through now. And I'd be so glad when I can get this taken care of. But that pain can go away. But, like I said, that's a part of bringing on your depression, because you get frustrated and when you can't figure out what's going on with you. But lupus depression is high for everyone who has a chronic illness. Depression is very high for anybody that have a chronic illness, and that it doesn't matter if you got lupus, cancer, whatever. You go through depression. You go through some type of depression. And like I said, your best bet is to talk to somebody, a therapist, somebody that can help you. And if you need medication, you can take the medication. And you might want to, till they can find one that suits for you. With me, I figured it out. Medication wasn't going to help me. It's just going to make it worse. So I decided not to take antidepressants. And I feel like I've been doing fine all these years without it. But coming to the lupus symptoms, you have the pain, the fatigue, the skin rash and stuff. And it's frustrating, and it's best that you talk to your doctor about it, or your rheumatologist. But, sometimes talking to your primary care might help, and then it might not. And then talking to your rheumatologist might help, and it might not. But those are the doctors that you can talk to set you up with a therapist. And if your insurance give you that option to talk to a therapist online, take it. It's worth it, because it helps me. I call them when they there 24 hours a day. When I really need someone to talk to, that's who I call. Like I said, there's medication that you can take. or best thing you can do, like your diet, is do a low fat diet, a low carb diet, and a high fiber diet. So, like I said, that helps. And since I've been on this Mediterranean lifestyle for the last 2 years, it's been really good for me. My cholesterol level is good. All my numbers are really good when it comes to that part of me. Exercise, I do not do high impact exercises. I do low impact. And since I've been having this problem with my neck and spine, I haven't been able to do my exercises routine like I was doing before June. And there's, different stuff that you can do for stress relief, to help you with your stress. You can do yoga, Tai Chi, Pilates, all that stuff, that do help, help you, when you're going through depression too. Or you can ask your doctor to give you, sleeping pills to help you sleep at night. Me, I do take sleeping pills, but I take them, to help me get a good night's sleep. I take them early in the day, around, I say about 3 o'clock, I'll take a sleeping pill. And about 7 o'clock, 7:30, I'm ready to go to sleep. And then once I get in a nice, good, deep sleep, then my neighbors start, and then I'm up. So, sometimes the sleeping pill works for me. Then sometimes they doesn't work when my neighbors are making a lot of noise. And then noise, like when I'm saying from 11 at night until 5 in the morning. So I'm wide awake. I can't sleep. I'm listening to meditation music, trying to get back to sleep. I still can't sleep because they're making too much noise. And another thing, get a social support group. You can talk to family members if you feel that, you can talk to your family about what you're going through, or a colleague, or a long-term time friend, and or join an online support group. Like I said, that's what I did. It's easy to talk to a stranger than talking to a family member, to me, or a good friend, because like I said, they don't know what to say. A stranger is biased, and you want someone that's going to be biased with you to help you figure out what's really the root of the problem is, and not try to give you a solution and tell you and you can snap out of it, it'll be okay. No, it doesn't work like that, not with depression. But with the skin sensitive with lupus, a lot of people get the butterfly rash, and a lot of times I get mine show up a lot better during the summer. My face get really dark in here and around my mouth and nose and up here. That's why I get them. And then I get the lesions inside of my mouth. Those are like blisters. I get those on my legs, and the ones I get on my legs, sometimes they come up there and they last for maybe 2 weeks. The blisters that I get in my mouth, they probably last for maybe 2 to 3 days, and it make it difficult for me to eat or talk or drink, But that just how lupus work with your skin. It throws you those little bitty curves, but you have to figure out a way to deal with them. And I'm very sensitive to sunlight. I try to avoid the sun as much as possible. And I have a very low vitamin D level, but one of my doctors said, you need to get out of the sun. Well, no, because the sun irritates me. I can go out in the sun. I put on sunblock and everything, and I try to do a little walk. If it ain't nothing, walk around my building and back in the house. By the time I get back in the house, my skin is black as I don't know what, because I got burnt. And I put on sunscreen. So, the sun doesn't agree with me. I try to do, a lot of times I walk out my house maybe 15, 20 times a day, walk to the end of the building and walk back in the house. From my door to the building, back in the house, and I stand out there for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and get a little sun. But I be in the shade though, but I still get a little sunlight, the rays, and come on back in the house. Because I can't stay in the sun too long, I try to walk to the store sometime, and I walk to the store. By the time I get to the store, I'm exhausted. and then and I know my skin don't got really, really dark, and then I'm perspiring everywhere. People looking at me like, oh, she going through hot flashes. Nah, it ain't hot flashes that I'm going through. I am exhausted just from that, not even a mile walk, but that just how, I have to deal with getting out. If I really want to get the sun, I have to brave it. But if I want to brave it, I have to leave early in the morning before it really get too hot out there and do what I need to do. Because once the temperature get up past 60, I'm done. I'm in the house. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't finna walk nowhere. I'm not finna do anything. And I hate having doctor's appointments in the afternoon. I really do. Because just getting out there, the sun, I don't care. I put on a whole lot of sunblock, but it doesn't do any good. It doesn't do me any good at all. But I'm dealing with it, and I pray that I can continue to do what I do. No matter what, with my ups and downs and everything, I still want to be able to get these videos out to you guys. And like I said, if y'all like my videos, hit the like button, the share button, the subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification button. So when I upload new videos, you guys will know they're there, And again, I like to say I really appreciate you all for sticking with me this year. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all in 2022. And hopefully I have more new subscribers, to join me, And I like to say thank you all again for being here with me. And namaste.